live in the mix with Nvasion Studios.
Go.
The streets, real D nice. Let's get it.
Money in my hands, I can't count enough. Mixing up my Jordans and my Louis stuff. Though I know all them bands never gave a fuck. We gon' tell them niggas better catch up. Oh, wood with the wheel. Nigga, we don't play the deal. This ain't Call of Duty, we gon' keep it real. Fighting with my shooter and he tune it up. You ain't loaded, bruh. Gucci on my frames, I put Prada on my feet. Tryna make these 20s disappear in a week. You ain't loaded till you beef out on the streets. You ain't loaded till you, money on my mind, I can't count enough. You ever touched 100 in a week, bruh? You ain't loaded till you beef out on the streets. You ain't loaded till you beef out on the.
D nice. I thought it was cool. It wasn't nothing crazy to me. I liked your vocal tone. That part was really unique for me. There could be more variation to the track. It was like a lot of just saying the same stuff over and over again, which is kind of dope because it like gets people to catch on to certain lyrics, but it wasn't enough variation. It just needed different lyrics and maybe like little different flows at a couple different parts. Kind of got boring that way. Thought the mix was cool. It wasn't like crazy standout mix, but it sounded like pretty nice overall.
How many different artists are on this? Or is that all like different voices you used?
I did notice that other voice in there too.
Yeah, it sounded like a feature, or maybe it was all you, but I'm pretty much on the same page as Audie. I thought the mix sounded pretty good. I didn't have like too many complaints, but the song felt like it was kind of missing something. Other than like your voice, it wasn't really that attention grabbing. Like the lyrics weren't really that attention grabbing to me too. You have some good shit going though. Like I feel like you have a diverse sound and you're pretty aware of that, and you kind of delivered that on here. I don't know, I'd want to hear some different lyrics. It sounded cool for the most part. There was like one little like ad-lib layer where you like echoed and you repeated something and the note was off. That's being like pretty nitpicky. I felt like you, for the most part, the vocal performance was delivered pretty well. You need more than that to really grab people. Like, you can have good lyrics, you can have a good beat, a good mix, good flows, but not a good song.
We need that it factor. We need that wow factor. That's what like takes the song to the next level. And I feel like that this track was kind of just missing that. Like the basics are all there for like what Doof was saying, those couple elements, but I feel like you could build upon this. Like you got dope voice, you got the range. Like now that I know it's just you on that, no feature, I like how it's like the dope low tones and then you cut it up with the high stuff. I think there needs to be more of that. It like came in a little too late where it felt like a feature. Like you could start it off like one line with the low tone and then just like the next line, boom, right to the high tone, because that kind of variation I feel like captures people's like attention.
Are you talking about just offsetting, like when you change the the tone up?
Yeah, like how
instead of doing it right predictable at the beginning, do it like a bar before or a bar after.
Yeah,
stuff
like that, or just even like flip flopping back and forth a lot so that it feels super dynamic. But yeah, I think you got something going there. You just gotta develop it more.
You got some dubstep? Send
the dub.
It's in here.
Yeah.
All right.
It's on Discord.
Cry down. Let me promote you. You're gonna be like, I did send it.
I have to ask an honest question. Please don't get mad at me. Is the mix supposed to sound bad? Because maybe it's an aesthetic thing, but like it's so crunchy and just overdone, over compressed, and I don't know. The mix threw me off, but the vibe was raw. I fucked with the vibe of the song. It was like high intensity and shit like that. So maybe it's meant to sound like that, but
this reminds me of like if I made an electronic track, but I didn't like quite spend enough time on it. Like I feel like a lot of it sounds good, but I'm just saying, like,
I like the direction, but it's like you didn't.
I like
mix
how
it
you
at all.
notated the stutters.
Yeah,
and the lyrics.
I'm lost.
Why I'm wrong?
I fuck with that. Complete crazy song, like put everything in it.
Yeah.
All right, well, mission success.
Yeah. I feel like you should add like mutes in there to some of the synths and find ways to like make it breathe a little more, because it's just like constant wall of sound and like it never lets up. But I feel like you should go in and like continue, like add like automation, like filtering and mutes and reverb and reverse reverbs, more of them, you know.
If you put all the fridge leftovers on one plate, it's economical. Violet, you are so funny. It makes a lot of sense what you're saying though. Like, I want to listen to it more, but I can't because it's, like, doing too much. I mean, if that's what you were going for, respect, but I feel like it could be a lot better if you had more, like, I don't know.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you use Ableton. Is that true? Do you use Ableton?
But do you use Ableton is the real question.
I feel like it's a 9 out of 10 chance you use Ableton. Fuck!
Oh, got your ass, FL.
I was like, it had to be.
FL gang, let's go.
But
he uses Ableton, I use FL for producing, so we're having a mini war.
All right, Dead Faces, let's see. I caught the EU accent. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it.
Part of the way into it. Reminded me of like Young Lean.
Shout out Germany in the building.
I thought the vocals were overall kind of lacking. The mix really threw me off, but I love the beat that you had going underneath it. But yeah, the vocal mix I wasn't a fan of. The lyrics were not actually that bad. I was like looking at them as we went, but other than that, I wasn't much a fan of the vocals, honestly.
Yeah, I wasn't really feeling the vocals either. I think it mainly was the mix though. Like way too much of that little phaser effect and shit, and a lot of high end going.
The high end was
like way too much.
Yeah, the high end was an issue.
But yeah, I felt like the lyrics had potential, but it was kind of hard to like interpret them because of the mix. Not really because of your accent. Like I could hear through the accent.
I think it was a combination of like the mix and the delivery itself.
Yeah, I just would like to hear more clean vocals on those types of records, me personally. Or if you're gonna do the effects, like bust it so that it's like you can control that level a little bit more, and then just pull back on it a little bit.
Yeah, give it another go, bro. Akiet, Absence of You. I got so much respect for how that came in. When I heard the notes at first, I was wondering, are these like, are you playing wrong notes or is it accidentals and you're doing it like intentionally? And just the way that it built out, yeah, this sounds really fucking sick.
Yeah, I like the beginning how it was like abstract and kind of like you were saying, it's like accidentals in there. Once it dropped in,
It made sense.
it all made sense, and the mix was fire, the production, sound design, all that. I really like this track.
Wish we could listen to more of it. Let's keep it moving though. We got Drew 444.
Oh yeah, man, you rather hear me talk my talk. Man, you rather hear about them times I had a drink or two in slums. Man, they wanna see you win, wanna hate when you on top. But it's in my pants cause they all my dick. When I'm rich, I don't wanna hear none. I'm keeping my distance for people like this. Take me for granted one more time, I forgive but never forget. How I felt in that little moment, thought the world would end. Thought you knew me oh so well, sometimes feels pretend. I've been feeling I'm not locked in. Show me just a sign, I need to know what's best. Brace me for a change, don't think this drink gon' tell me. Say I'm out of time, ain't out of shit, ain't in my prime, please. But still gon' need a sign, see I'm not locked in. Show me just a sign, I need to know what's best. Brace me for a change, don't think this drink gon' tell me. Say I'm out of time, ain't out of shit, ain't even in my prime, please. But still gon' need a sign, see.
That shit was hard, bro.
Yeah, I fuck with this.
I fuck with this track a lot. I like the dynamic of your vocal. We say a lot on the stream, like, it just wasn't dynamic enough. This is a good example of, like, how you can use your vocals to create interesting moments throughout the song. Yeah, I thought it was good. I think the mix could use maybe a touch-up on a couple parts. Like, I think your vocals could be a little bit more forward and a little just cleaner. But overall, I think it's all there. It just needs a little bit more love on the mix. That's about it. But yeah, dude, great vocals, and you can definitely sing. I like how you melodically put it together.
I liked the mix. I thought it sounded pretty good. There were some of the layers that were kind of washed out with reverb that I wanted to hear a little bit more. And I think they're here on the harmonies too. There's like a...
Show me just a sign, I need to know what to know. I'm out of time, ain't out of shit, ain't even in my prime, please. But still gon' need a sign,
I like that personally. I like how it has that little washed out sound. But that's just like a that's a taste thing.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think the mix is pretty solid.
Yeah, and I'm not saying the mix is bad. I'm just saying, like,
you would do it differently.
I would do it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad mix.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a good mix here. Yeah, and your voice sounds good. I like the little subtleties. I like the vibrato you're messing with.
Yeah.
I think you could tune it in a little bit and make it even better. But it sounds good. Like that's nice when you have control over like the range of your voice, and then you can spice it up just by adding like little subtleties like that, And another thing I like too, I felt like your melodies all flowed together and made sense. Like, a lot of like people when they do melodic stuff, the melody never goes anywhere. It's just like some little lick that they heard in their head that they do over and over and over and over and over. And this had like direction and movement to it. I like that a lot.
All right, cool. Well, we gotta wrap up for today.
Yeah, I see you just sent one, Laws, but we're literally wrapping up. I said
we will be back next week, same time,
11 a.m. Eastern. Pleasure cooking up. Hope you guys have a good week and catch us next week.
We'll be back.
Peace.
Peace.